Is that something that, as a board member of Fure, you're going to be embracing?
Well, it's not, being a board member of Shura doesn't limit our capabilities or our appetite. On the contrary, I mean, it's our duty and job to make sure that we diversify the sources of income and revenue streams for the company, and drive the company from a strategic point of view. But ICOs, as our IPOs, are going to be predominantly driven by regulatory constraints, jurisdictions. How will that impact the rest of the economy? Is it something that the UAE, not only Dubai, everybody keeps saying Dubai, the UAE is open to in terms of opening more an exchange? Is it something that is acceptable? Yes, the country is moving towards financial and non-financial technology. I mean, the UAE has earmarked about 300 billion in sort of knowledge-based economy, where they're investing in technology, healthcare, etc. Non-oil. But ICOs, I think, something that my colleague here, my fellow panelists,
I was going to say, Gregor, what are your views on ICOs? And why should we do ICOs as opposed to IPOs? What's the difference between having coins rather than shares?
I think there's a lot of difference between the two of those. First, when you tokenize your business model immediately becomes global, which is a very different perspective from the IPO. Let's imagine some, business model that we all know. Everybody knows, for example, McDonald's. McDonald's has a lot of restaurants in a lot of cities. But does that mean that that particular service of the McDonald's is available in a very remote corner or in every remote corner out there? It isn't. And this is where ICO is different. So we have to think about which kind of business model makes sense to tokenize. And the answer is those models which we need to provide or make available on a worldwide scale so that a very remote user could use it instantly. And that is the difference between like an IPO and an ICO. But furthermore, there's another thing. Yes, fintech is an important part in bringing this innovation forward, but we have to be very conservative here. There has to be cautiousness, and we have to basically derive it from the traditional world, and we just cannot just jump into this new world. And that's very important to basically maintain the balance between the regulation and the innovation.
Interesting, actually, you know that Telegram, which is a Dubai-based company now, has raised $1.7 billion in 2 ICOs. So that's it shows that there is something happening here.
And Telegram is global. Wherever there's internet signal, there can be Telegram.
I'm just going to, I know we've consciously got a limited amount of time remaining. If there are any questions from the floor, there's a microphone, please let me know.
Any questions? No cryptocurrency questions? No? What do you need to buy? Because Gregor knows everything. He's programmed it all. Haven't you?
Almost.
Almost. There you go. See? Yes, sir. Good question.
At the moment, as you can see, the market is down in the cryptocurrency, and the Bitcoin is gaining some dominance over the old cryptocurrency, which is now available, which is more than 1,000 crypto. The question is, now people having some rumors about Ripple, which is XRapid, and they're saying it will gain the dominance over Bitcoin, hence the crash market at the beginning of before the Q1. So, what do you think about the Bitcoin and the XRP and Ethereum and the other cryptocurrency, the top 5 at the moment?
Thank you.
Thank you. These are all very volatile instruments, but we have to understand what is blockchain. And first, it's not just crypto. It's crypto, which is the, let's say, the monetary perspective of blockchain, and there's blockchain, which is a very broad technology. And here, what role Bitcoin plays in this entire world, and why is it, let's say, relatively more dominant at the moment? It's because we have to understand the difference between internet and blockchain. In internet, you can send a document to somebody else, and that creates a copy. You have a document, and your colleague has a document. And if somebody forwards this document, there's another copy, and another copy. And there are so many copies out there. While blockchain, on the other hand, enables you to transfer an original. So when you transfer an original, you don't have the original anymore. Somebody else has it. And so, what is the role of Bitcoin there? In this sense, because of course Bitcoin business model is the most nimble business model, there's basically nothing behind Bitcoin. But this is the beauty of it, because it enables a much simpler management of running this originality. So it is ideal in current sense to play this, let's say, monetary unit in blockchain. But that will change, because all of them are unstable. Now, why are other currencies, let's say, at the moment less appreciated than Bitcoin? Just at the moment, right now. Because when you think about why would you buy some other currency than Bitcoin? Now, after I told you that, and you think, okay, that currency is just a bit different, that currency does a little bit more of that, it has a certain function in that, and there are, various shades of gray. But there's an identity crisis. Do you need 1,000 shades of gray, or just 50 of them, let's say, right? And of course, Bitcoin is black and white, so there's no shades of gray. It's most easy to understand. So, in a simple language, I try to explain you why Bitcoin currently is more dominant. Because it's easier to comprehend, and it's easier to basically to maintain because of this. Now, for all the other currencies that are out there, we are introducing a new currency which is based on the premise of stability and even goes beyond stability, because it introduces value preservation. Now, what is the difference between stability and value preservation? It is in a way, if you think, if your money is stable and you have an inflationary environment, do you have the same amount of wealth after 5 years? The answer is no. Our currency, X8 currency, introduces something that none other cryptocurrency introduces, which is the decentralized function of LIBOR, which probably most understand as the London Interbank Offered Rate. So it means that there will soon be a monetary solution out there that will enable you to store value, to have a stable value. And that is a function that everybody understands. It is not just shades of gray. So I think I tried to explain the question.
Thank you, Gregor. There was, how many people understood the answer in this room? It's a very complex space, and I think we're still in that gray zone. And you say it's only black and white, there are also shades of gray in what you just said. But thank you for that. Thanks for... Any further questions? Yes, sir. That, and just one more, and I'm helping Richard here.
Thank you very much. It's a very interesting session. Can you elaborate more on raising funding through ICO? Is ICO and crowdfunding regulated in the UAE? Thank you.
Who wants to answer the question? Is crowdfunding and